This is Vidashi Studios and welcome to African Time. While the International Monetary Fund, that is the IMF, have dropped some ranking for we Africans and African countries to actually know how our various economies are doing concerning the Africa or concerning their continent, okay? Well, let's see what the International Monetary Fund, IMF, got for us this 2024 for our various economies. Let's see this. All right, so from AfriStats and Post, they says these 5 countries make up half of Africa's GDP at 2024. That is South Africa, Egypt, Algeria, Nigeria, and then Ethiopia. So they say that the 5 largest African economies are South Africa, and they are together accounted for a combined GDP of $1.4 trillion, according to the IMF in billions USD. Okay, so the IMF are saying that there are 5 countries in Africa that are accounted for half of the continent's economies or the GDP. That is $1.4 trillion. And the countries are South Africa, Egypt, Algeria, Nigeria, and then Ethiopia. Wow, let's see what they have for us. Okay, so according to the IMF, they say number 1 country with the largest GDP in 2024 is South Africa, with $373.23 billion. Number 2 is Egypt, with $347.59 billion. Number 3 is Algeria, with $266.78 billion. Number 4 is Nigeria, with $252.74 billion. And number 5 is Ethiopia, with $205.135 billion. So combined, these 5 Africa's GDPs, they make $1.4 trillion. That is half the African GDP. Okay, so now, as they did this, they also wanted to show us how much the rest of the continents or the countries in the continents are having in their GDP. That also makes up the 1.4 trillion of the other halves, because we know we have 54 countries in Africa, and 5 of them are actually having the 1.4 trillion. That's the half of the economies in Africa. Then let's see what the rest of the 49 actually are having in the year 2024. So let's see what your country have if your country is not part of the top 5. Okay, let's see. So at number 6 is Morocco with $152.38 billion. At number 7 is Kenya with $104 billion. At number 8 is Angola with $92.12 billion. At number 9 is Cote d'Ivoire with $86.91 billion. At number 10 is Tanzania with $79.61 billion. And at number 11 is Ghana with $75.24 billion. At number 12 is DR Congo, the Africa's richest mineral resource country, with $73.67 billion. Number 13 is Uganda with $56.31 billion. And number 14 is Tunisia with $54.71 billion. And number 15 is Cameroon with $53.21 billion. And number 16 is Libya with $48.22 billion. And number 17 is Senegal with $35.45 billion. And at number 18 is Zimbabwe with $34.41 billion. And number 19 is Zambia with $29.87 billion. At number 20 is Sudan with $26.87 billion. At number 21 is Guinea with $25.45 billion. At number 22 is Mozambique with $22.98 billion. At 23 is Burkina Faso with $21.90 billion. At 24 is Mali with $21.66 billion. At 25 is Botswana with $21.42 billion. At 26 is Benin with $21.37 billion. At 27 is Gabon with $21.001 billion. At 28 is Niger with $18.82 billion. At 29 is Chad with $18.7 billion. At 30 is Madagascar with $16.47 billion. At 31 is Mauritius with $16.36 billion. At 32 is Republic of Congo with $15.50 billion. At 33 is Rwanda with $13.7 billion. At 34 is Somalia with $12.8 billion. At 35 is Namibia with $12.77 billion. At 36 is Malawi with $11.24 billion. At 37 is Equatorial Guinea. Yep. Palestine country with $10.7 billion. At number 38 is Mauritania with $10.63 billion. At 39 is Togo with $9.83 billion. At 40 is South Sudan with $6.52 billion. At Eswatini with $5.09 billion. Number 42 is Liberia with $4.7 billion. Number 43 is Sierra Leone with $4.5 billion. Number 44 is Djibouti with $4.36 billion. And number 45 is Burundi with $3 billion. And number 46 is Central African Republic with $2.8 billion. And number 47 is Cape Verde or Cabo Verde with $2.7 billion. And number 48 is the Gambia with $2.69 billion. At number 49 is Lesotho with $2.4 billion. At number 50 is Seychelles with $2.2 billion. Number 51 is Guinea-Bissau with $2.1 billion. And number 52 is Comoros with $1.42 billion. And at number 53 is Sao Tome Principe with $0.7 billion. That is 750,000 US dollars. They also came in and says, in comparison, the remaining 48 African countries who collectively share the same GDP, emphasizing the significant economic disparity across the continents. The figures run data unavailable for Eritrea and Western Sahara. Yep, so this is the 2024 IMF African GDP in 2024, with the top 5 countries and then the top rest 49 countries, with the exception of Eritrea and then Western Sahara. These lists or these people data are unavailable. So now, was your country, I know your country shall be mentioned here. How was your GDP? How did you feel? The year 2024, some countries are having as huge or as less as $750,000. Some also have $12 billion, some have $13 billion. Some are showing promising and some are retrogressing. Most of the Ghana economy too. We used to be better than that. Okay, so this is the 2024 IMF data concerning the Africa's economy. Hope you have found something new here and have learned something as the 2024 year is going to an end. I'll always be here to share with you some facts and stats about the African continent at the year 2024. Okay, don't forget to follow and hit the bell button. All right, so let's see some comments from our various African people. Well, this person says, the Big Five also the biggest population centers. Well, that's true though. The Big Five also, some have the largest population centers. Yep. This person also says, while the figures show an economic concentration, they also present an opportunity for these nations to collaborate and lead the way in African development, driving infrastructure, trade, and innovation for the continent. Exactly. The top 5 needs to actually communicate, trade, and also share a lot of ideas together with the rest of the continent so that we can actually grow together. Okay, that's beautiful put. Well, this person also says that South Africa is the continent's most industrialized nation, leading in mining and manufacturing. That is a South African for you guys. Okay, so this is something to learn about. Hope you have learned something. Well, I'm a little bit not happy with my countries on the list. Ghana, we are number 11 with $75.24 billion, but we can actually do better since we are the most, we have the highest gold mine in Africa right now. We are topping the mine, the gold exporting in Africa. We need to do better with our GDP, okay? We need to have some significance on our GDP. If you also have some doubts and claims and things to share at the comment section, you can also discuss what is the fault of your country too, and let's know what is happening with our African countries, okay? The name is Vidashi, and this was African Time. Thanks for your time.